Good evening and thank you for joining us. Welcome to UTC Plymouth Virtual Open Event. My name is Justine and I'm the Assistant Head Teacher here. In the next hour, you will get to know what motivates us as a team to give the very, very best to our students. You will learn why, as a UTC, we have such an important part to play in strengthening the future of our city, and how UTCs as an educational concept really are quite visionary and very unique. It's so very important that as parents and as young people about to make your next big decision, that you are armed with the very best of information. Hopefully you'll leave with a very strong sense of who we are and what we have to offer, our mission, and a very strong understanding of where we fit into the international STEAM agenda as well. We are live at the moment. We are streaming across our Facebook account. We are streaming on our YouTube account. And although it's a little bit nerve-wracking, we felt it was incredibly important for you to hear our truth. And we also felt that it was incredibly important that you get the opportunity to ask any questions that you have, and we will answer as many of them as we can at the end of the event. Our panel today is made up of absolute experts in fields of leadership, employment and economic growth in the city, STEAM experts, and excellent in pastoral care. So I'd like to introduce Jo, excuse me, our new head of school. She brings many years of experience in raising standards, in building teams, and developing child-centred educational approaches. We'd like to say hello, Jo.
Hi, everybody.
Excuse me. We also have the amazing Pete Bragg. Pete is our careers and strategic partners lead. He's also head of sixth form. We have Lee Hodgkin, who leads on STEAM across the city. Lee is also our head of science and probably a familiar face to many of our primary school students, as he drives the primary STEAM agenda across the city.
Hello.
Oh, you must excuse me, sorry. This is our second live event, and on top of a day of teaching, it's not been incredibly kind on the throat. And last but absolutely most certainly not least, we have Gemma Gemmalang. Gemma is our pastoral director, who notoriously inspires her mentor team to leave no stone unturned in making sure that her UTC children are safe, that they are looked after, and they are thriving.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Gemma. So before we start exploring the truth behind what makes Plymouth UTC unique, let's have a quick tour of the premises and facilities.
Welcome to UTC. My name's Justine. Let's go and take a look around. So this is our ground floor learning hub, and also what would ordinarily be the canteen. It's not normally how it looks because of the current climate. We have our students working in their boxes, but normally this is a real hive. It is the beating heart of the school. It's where we eat together, where we socialise, and at the moment you can see it's being used for some brilliant learning. And welcome to where all of the action happens. So this is the first of our engineering workshops. We have state-of-the-art equipment, we have industry standing working practices, but I'd like to introduce you to our head of engineering.
Hello, I'm Alan Austin. I'm the head of engineering at UTC Plymouth. We're in the engineering workshops at the moment. This is our project area and our CNC machining area. We have state-of-the-art machinery. It's all industry standard. We have a CNC milling machine and a CNC lathe. We also have smaller machines, which are CNC as well, but they use them for the Formula One in schools projects. As we walk through, we're just coming in to the hand skills area and the machining area. It's a nice big space. We've got plenty of bench work here, so students can do hand skills. We've also got plastic forming. This is industry standard, from injection moulding right through to vacuum forming. As we're walking through, we also have a forge area, which we can do sand casting. We can also do a bit of metal bashing, which is forming metals using compression. And now we're in the machining section. We've got 2 milling machines and 3 lathes. All of the machinery in here is exclusively used for all of the year groups. We're planning to make sure that everyone gets to go and everyone has the chance to use industry standard machinery. We're now in the automotive and welding workshops. In here we have cars, as you can see as we're walking through. Students will be in here stripping the cars down, learning about MOTs and services and how a car works, the basic components. We do a lot of projects, so we've got project cars around a lot of the time. We're walking now into the fabrication and welding area where we have a CNC plasma machine, again state-of-the-art, industry standard. We also have fabrication machines for folding and cutting metal. And then just in front of me we have welding bays. The welding bays incorporate MIG, TIG and oxy-acetylene welding. And then we have our classroom space within the workshop where we can always break away to do any lessons that we need to.
So this is a playground for our budding carpenters, as well as facilitating all of these amazing vocational and practical skills. It is absolutely crucial that our young people develop the academic rigour that's needed to get the qualifications that give them choice. Here is one of our computer suites, and they are fully equipped with all of the vocational and academic software that you need to succeed. We're in one of our product design rooms. This space is mainly used for electronics, but we also do a lot of design work. So here is one of our academic classrooms, an English room. It is absolutely critical that our young people leave with a very good, well-rounded suite of qualifications, in particular English, maths and science, because our partners need them in order to offer those apprenticeship places. Maths. It underpins the whole of our STEAM curriculum, and this is another one of the spaces where you will learn how maths can be applied in a very practical way, and without it you will not be able to apply the skills that you're learning in the workshop. Science is the S in STEAM, and this is one of 5 laboratories in which you'll be exploring, you'll be experimenting and getting all of that knowledge and skill set that you need to be successful. Welcome to one of our breakout spaces, which every year group has as their own. We meet here every morning for our professional briefing to set us up for the day ahead. They are used as social spaces and sometimes quiet spaces where we can give support on a one-to-one level if needed. So this is our sixth form space. It is a space for independent learning. It is a space for applying for jobs, for applying for apprenticeships, and of course for socialising.
And our premises certainly are spacious, they are certainly airy, and without those facilities we would not be able to support our young people in developing the skills that they need for that industry practice. And I think that what's even more important is the philosophy behind UTCs, University of Technical Colleges. It is the vision of Lord Baker of the Baker Deering Trust, and Joe has joined us to tell us a little bit about what that means, what makes UTCs different. Joe.
Thank you very much, Justine. Before I go on and answer that question, just watching back that video brings back a little bit of memories about the journey we've been on, even just over the last few months. That video was made just before we broke up for the summer holidays, when we were still kind of very much into the reopening following lockdown. And just a little plug really, if you're not aware, we have our open day on Saturday, where you can drop in any time between 10 till 2. You can book tickets and we can give you a tour around our site. Even since that video, our site is completely changed. We've had new building work, new furniture, and we'd love the opportunity for you to come along and see us in person. Back to the question, what makes the UTC so different? Well, I like to begin by saying that I think we're actually really ahead of the game. At the moment, we see in the news a lot about the importance of getting that balance right between academic and vocational qualifications. And actually, we have been saying this for many, many years. The skills that employers want aren't just academic qualifications, although they are incredibly, incredibly important, especially if you want to go on to a higher level apprenticeship, go further in university and get these really high paid jobs. Academic is obviously at the heart, but what we have here and all UTCs across the country have are those specialisms, that specialist equipment, those links to industry. And we are very proud to say 100% of our students go on to a destination, either into the workplace, an apprenticeship, or onto higher education. So that makes us really special. What makes us even more different to the other UTCs is that out of the 48 UTCs across the country, we are one of only 2 that have been granted a Key Stage 3. So this September, we welcomed Year 7 through our doors, our young budding engineers, and they are embarking on the exciting curriculum that we have to offer. And so it's an exciting and wonderful place to be. Alongside that, in fact, we also have been one of our primary schools as well, to show that actually, if we want to make our young people have the skills that our city needs, 50% of our skills gap in the city is STEAM or STEM based. We need to start much, much younger. So yes, it's a very, very exciting place to be. That balance of academic and vocational is extremely, extremely necessary in a given climate at the moment.
Excellent, thank you very much, Jo. So I do have some more questions for you, actually, in terms of your leadership, your visions, where you want to take us, onwards and upwards always. But before we do that, I would like to introduce to all of our potential students, all of our parents, the greatest asset that we have here at UTC, actually, and that is our staff. Many are industry specialists. They have chosen to share their skills because what they want to do is shape futures. Many are experienced and proven educationalists in their field as well. All, however, are driven to make the future a better place than certainly we're in now for the next generation. So meet our staff.
Okay, I'm Alan Austin. I'm the engineering lead here at UTC Plymouth.
My name is Pete Bragg and I'm the head of sixth form and strategic partnership and careers lead.
So I'm Mike, I'm the Year 9 pastoral lead.
I'm Senko at UTC, which stands for Special Educational Needs Coordinator.
I'm Tristan, I'm the humanities teacher here at UTC.
So I'm Ben McElvany and I am an engineering teacher.
I'm Jason Booth. My job here at UTC is that I am the head of the mathematics department.
Hi, I'm Lee Hotchin. I'm head of STEM and head of science. I work across the map with the primary schools and doing our outreach programme there.
It's the most exciting thing. I enjoy every single lesson, even the ones that don't go so well. You can still walk out with a bit of a buzz.
So UTC for me offered me an opportunity to come and work in an environment that is much more practical. Mathematics underpins everything that we do in terms of engineering and science, and I love having the opportunity to teach the subject that I'm passionate about, but in a very applied way. You know, to get students to see what they're learning, but also to see why they're learning it and how that they can take the mathematical skills that we give them and apply it into real world application.
The new Year 7s is an extra lease of life. It's something totally different and they're so well engaged that they just come in and they want to learn. And to be able to take that and push it right the way up through all the years to make them feel like they're getting something and gaining something.
Absolutely love the culture of UTC. Everyone will say they have a fantastic culture, but the proof is in the pudding. So our students here, they use a first name basis. We have a massive kind of family feel. We don't have a staff room, something when I'm doing tours I'll always show that off. We actually do everything with the students.
The best feeling in the world is when they come to you at the end of the day and say, that was so much fun. Or, as the year 7s did earlier today, oh, is it over already? And getting that enthusiasm.
I think every single lesson is different. Doesn't matter whether you're giving it to the same year group or you're giving it to the same kids. Every single lesson changes. There's always something different. There's always something that needs tweaking, something that's going to put a smile on one person's face, or something completely different that will bring someone out of their shell.
I think UTC as a concept is really unique in the way that we work together to really fill in the employment gap and get the best prospects for employment for our students. So the whole context of UTC is to work with our industry partners, develop the skills that our students are needing and our partners tell us that they need for people going into the workplace. And we're the best place to facilitate that because we have that direct link.
What makes UTC different? I think that would definitely be the fact that we have such strong links with our industry partners. We are able to work with them to see what their needs are in terms of the skill sets that they want their future employees to have, and then we can model our curriculum based around that need.
And what's really striking about the UTC is its ability to look after every student in an individual way. The support for students is absolutely phenomenal. The way that all staff go that extra length to make sure that pupils succeed here, regardless of their background, regardless of their ability.
Really love the fact that we have the career engagement as well. So the fact that the kids always see a pathway to the kind of main STEM employers coming in constantly, showing them that pathway to the job they want to get when they leave school. I just think it sets us apart from the rest of the industry.
The ability to be flexible, adaptable, and to shift with the changes that's going on currently, using our partnership, our disciplines, our way of making it look like a world of work here, and how we actually encourage our students to treat it as a stepping stone into the world of work.
This isn't like a normal school, but that also doesn't mean the standards are lower. We're pushing standards massively. One of the things we're doing in my year group is on Friday we're telling people who gets their golden time, something we do to let them mimic the workplace where they leave early on a Friday, certain STEM workplaces. And on the Monday we're just doing nothing but a celebration of students who have done fantastically. The students saying they've never had anything like this, they're loving the culture. So anyone who would be thinking about a switch right now, all I can say is take the plunge, be brave with it. You've already been so brave in dealing with everything going on at the moment, and you will not regret it because our students are having a fantastic time.
We're so lucky, aren't we, to have such an incredible team behind us, Joe. Some questions for you though, and I'm just going to give you both barrels here. Our audience may not know that you are a new head. In fact, you started your headship one day before the initial lockdown. One day into the job, and we were sat in our community hall, and Boris Johnson was there, closing schools down, cancelling exams, global pandemic. Tell us a little bit about how it's been.
To be honest with you, it's really difficult to put it into words. At times it's been completely unreal. At times it's been quite emotional, but actually what it has been is a massive learning curve for me, and also the staff. We have been able to develop as a team in these unprecedented circumstances and show that actually what is at the heart of the school is how you are able to respond in times of need. Yes, we all know the importance of academic qualifications, but we also know that mental well-being is also at the most paramount to our students and to our communities. I've been absolutely overwhelmed with the support of fellow colleagues, everybody in the community, parents and carers, as well as, at the same time, rapidly expanding, taking on 3 new years and 50% new staff. So it has been absolutely crazy and absolutely brilliant.
It certainly has, and a little bit more about this rapid growth, because in a year, and this is in no small thanks to you, Joe, we have grown. We have doubled in size of students, we have doubled in size of staff. Yet we seem so bonded and so well bonded. What kind of strategies have you put in place to maintain that family environment?
I think at the heart of this has been the UTC ethos historically, and making sure that our staff are absolutely here for the right reasons. We have 5 core values here at UTC Plymouth, and all of our training, and we made sure we had at least 1 week of training altogether in September, plus several weeks of it virtually, surrounded our core values. So those are around the ideas of respect and resilience, professionalism, discipline and dedication. And I think that actually at the heart of everything, we as a staff body keep coming back to those, and the students as well, with pride, are able to talk about those. So in order to kind of bring all of our staff, all of our team together, everything centres around their core values, from their behaviour policies to their behaviour scores that they get, to how we reward them for their fantastic achievements. So that is certainly something that underpins everything here at UTC Plymouth.
I think that you're absolutely right. It's very, very, very much a community-based effort with all of us. But one very important group that I'm sure our viewers would like to know a little bit more about is our governors, because they are a special bunch in terms of their vision and their experience. Could you explain perhaps how they are shaping their role within the college as well?
Yes, of course. So our governing body is absolutely fantastic, and we really take pride in the fact that we have a mixture of experience regarding governors that have been with us for a while. Our chair of governors, Nick Buckland, is absolutely brilliant and has been with us for a few years now. But we also have our new governors who are bringing already a wealth of experience. We're really, really lucky to have representation from the secondary education and primary education. But alongside that, we have representatives from the University of Plymouth, from our partners in the Royal Navy, in the Armed Forces, and in Babcock as well. So amongst others, we've got a wealth of industry governors who are here championing everything that we are doing, and who are able to kind of support us in our kind of quest to get the best education for our young people, industry based. So it is very exciting. We've met a few times already virtually, which seems to be the new way, and it's incredibly exciting to welcome on board our new governors.
It certainly is, and I think another one of our strengths is our shared vision. $1 million question, Joe. Where do you see, what position would you like UTC Plymouth to be in 3-4 years' time?
I feel like I'm having an interview. Where would I like us to be? To be honest with you, my vision is that we continue to on this trajectory that we've started. We have started very small, and we are rapidly growing. It's important not to grow too hugely. We want to maintain the fact that we are a specialist school, and we have got to make sure that our pupil numbers are right for that, because we have got to make sure that our students are successful in their academic and vocational qualifications. My vision is obviously already began, because we have our year 7s. So rather than students making a decision to come to a UTC when they're 14. They're now making that decision right from primary age, and understanding that balance between your traditional curriculum and what is needed actually in the city and beyond in the big wide world out there. That's really an exciting vision. As we know, the majority of the jobs that are of the future aren't even invented yet. So we pride ourselves at UTC Plymouth that we are educating these young people, and they're going to go on to do all of these exciting careers that are beyond our wildest dreams. And we can say we taught those. So yeah, that's my vision.
Brilliant. It's an exciting vision. They're going to save the world. We've decided. Let's meet some of those students actually. So we have got a wonderful video to show you, and just before you watch it, please bear in mind that this is completely unscripted in terms of the students. They were sort of pulled out of their lessons and asked a few questions. What you see is an honest response, and I think that you'll agree that they're certainly thriving and they're certainly flourishing. So please meet some of our students.
My name is Nash. I'm starting the school year 7, and why I wanted to come to UTC is because I wanted to be a mechanical engineer when I get older.
So my name's Rosie and I'm in year 11.
I'm Ben Mansfield. I'm a year 13 student at UTC doing a BTEC level 3 extended diploma.
My name's Corey. I'm at UTC at the moment. I'm year 11.
My name's Sophia and I'm in year 7, and I come here because I've never tried engineering, so I thought I'd try something new.
My name's Billy Dixon.
I'm Brad and I'm in year 11. I want to be an aerospace engineer.
My name's Carl Hilton. I'm from year 11.
I'm Matthew Starkins from UTC Plymouth. I'm in year 12 studying engineering.
I'm Aaron Buck and I'm from year 11.
I had complications in my old school, and this school said that they had great opportunities here for me to develop and learn more skills and more into the workplace. So I decided to come here in year 9, and then ever since then I've been here, and it's been incredible so far.
They got vehicle tech here, which I really like doing. Engines, fixing cars, brakes and all that you can do. And welding, which I really like.
Here's like you feel like more at home, if you know what I mean. Like in other schools you just feel like, oh, another day at school, but here you feel like comfortable.
I decided to come to UTC because of the ties to the Navy. I was really interested in the Royal Navy and the engineering side, and UTC have massive ties with the Royal Navy, so I thought, well, it's a good stepping stone.
Other schools have this massive stigma of it almost being like a prison, because you go in, you do your work, and then you're jumping for joy when the final bell goes and you run out.
The academics here are absolutely incredible. The maths and English are really good here. They get you a good structural view of how to complete your GCSEs. They do formal tests and all that beforehand so that you can get used to being in that situation of being in the test hall and all that kind of stuff. So it gives you a good preparation beforehand.
Taking wheels off, like pit stop racing, and Ben may take us through like parts of an engine and how the mechanical side of a car works.
The balance between like teacher-student and the respect. The fact that we can focus, but we can like have a laugh with the teachers as well.
Just being able to use the equipment in the engineering workshops is just completely different to any other school that I've ever been in.
I think I've changed a lot. Before I came here I was, a bit out of control, not in the right state of mind to be in a school like this, and then I came here and then I got the support and all that, and ever since then I've been a lot better at getting focused into lessons, paying more attention, listening more, so yeah, this school has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I've certainly got a lot more confident. I made quite a lot of nice friends, and hopefully most of the teachers love me. Yeah, I've made a big difference in my life, and my mum will agree with me that I've been better at home than I was in my old school, and just like a lot more happy and more comfortable.
So far we've looked at a microscope on a tree cell, which was amazing. They've got plasma cutters, bandsaws and carpentry, so I love to do that.
It's, especially for me, I found it a lot easier to fit in because I found a lot more like-minded people like me.
So some of the things that we have done, we've done engineering on some of the vehicles. We have taken them apart, we've stripped down engines, learned different parts of the engines, and then we've also rebuilt them back up so that they were back to them for themselves. I'm hoping it leads into mechanics, something either to do with the Royal Navy or just basic mechanics with cars and motorbikes.
So my application currently has been accepted and I have passed the psychometric test. We will go on to discuss entry dates and training. UTC have helped me a lot and supported me through the whole application and helped me build my confidence up for the test and things like that, and they've been really, really supportive and I'm so grateful.
Wonderful. So hopefully our students are nothing if not confident. We invest a lot of time and energy in terms of developing their communication skills, which is just one of the things that our partners have said that they value incredibly. I would now like to introduce Lee Hopkins into our event room. Lee is a man who wears many hats. He is a STEAM lead, not just in our college, but across the city, head of science, which of course is our S in STEAM, and first point of contact for many of our young people as well in his role as primary liaison. Could you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you get up to, Lee?
Yeah, sure. We'll start with primary. So a few years ago, UTC joined the Reach South Academy Trust and Multi-Academy Trust. A real focus of the Academy Trust is filling the skills gap and obviously, making sure that our students go on to prosperous and, well-balanced lives in the future. Locally, we know there's a huge opportunity in engineering and STEAM industry. So there's a mandate in the Academy Trust to actually deliver that all the way through the key stages. So my role is to work alongside the City Council in the STEM operations branch. So I meet with City Council representatives from the big industry partners across the city to work on the citywide plan for STEAM. I then go and work with primary schools. So some of you young people may have met me already, where we get project work basically to try and see which students would be interested in a career in the future in STEAM. So over the last year and a half, we've been doing a Mayflower 400 anniversary celebration project where they've been coming onto site. We've been having from year 4 to year 6 into the workshops, doing some work around the physics of boat design and flotation, hydrodynamics. We've then got them working on presentation skills and ICT skills and building that oracy so they've got the confidence to actually stand up and talk in front of people. They've been boat building, so model motorboats that they've been producing, so a little bit of electricity in there as well. And then a final race and a presentation to parents that the students speak in front of, so they've used that as almost like a careers fair. So that's been fantastic to work across with those students. Those opportunities will develop in the future. Obviously, the climate's changed a little bit there, but they are still going ahead with the primary schools. So there's still STEAM engagement. There's all the projects that we send out, and primary schools are delivering themselves.
Would help if I unmuted my mic, wouldn't it, Lee? And it's all incredibly good stuff, and I know how very well you are respected in the city for all of the work that you do, Lee. If we will have parents and students, potential students sitting at home listening to all of this, but we are a specialist college. What kind of learning would you advise? Sorry, let me articulate this better. What kind of student, what kind of learning would they enjoy? What would their interests be that would make them a good fit with the pathways that we offer in STEAM?
I think first we need to look at the opportunities, if I may. So we know in Plymouth, I know Joe alluded to this earlier on, we're the biggest manufacturing centre south of Birmingham. So Plymouth's a really unique situation in the southwest. That's our main economic foundation. So what our industry partners are looking for, and this is what we design our curriculum around, is students that are coming out with the academics, the underpinning subject knowledge in mathematics, sciences, and English, to apply to their workplace, but also the hand skills and technical skills that they develop. Usually they develop that once they leave school and go into either an apprenticeship or college, and we're doing that earlier on. So our students are coming out much better prepared to go into that workplace, and which is why our students are always successful into getting into the workplace. For students that are coming into UTC, it's really whether you're of a mindset that you enjoy that sort of work. So do you have an interest in science? Do you have an interest in mathematics? Do you want to know how things work? Are you one of those people that sits at home just not breaking things, but taking things apart just to see how they work and then putting them back together again? Okay, so the people that, like Lego, the people that are designing games, IT developments are huge. Research and development is a really up and coming thing locally. So games developers, that sort of thing. Are you one of those people that's at home doing that? We've got to bear in mind that it is an academic basis that our employer base are looking for. So it's not just sitting in a workshop whacking things with a hammer. These are fine technical skills and an understanding of the science and mathematics that underpin that. So if that's you, this is where we do it.
Excellent, thank you very much, Lee. And our students, obviously, it's quite difficult for them to come in at age 11 with those skills. We do need to support them pastorally. So I would like to invite Gemma to let us know about some of the amazing things that happens with our mentors, how students are made to feel safe, any issues that they have, and that personal growth that is inevitable they are going to experience from between the ages of 11 and 19.
Absolutely.
So what are you doing, Gems?
Oh, well, obviously, throughout the pandemic, obviously, we've had to really focus our attention on the mental health of our students. It's been a city-wide concern, the mental health of students. So before we went into lockdown, we assigned every single one of our students a key worker, somebody that would check in with them every week, someone to support them academically, personally, to support the parents. And it was that personal touch, that just knowing we were there. We made sure that our free school meal students had their vouchers so they can continue to get those meals. And it was just about that personalised approach. And I think that's what we do here really, really well, and it's something that we do pride ourselves on. And obviously moving forward, to open safely, we've done a lot of work around the site. We've created almost like 5 mini schools in bubbles to ensure the safety of our students, which is absolutely paramount at this time. We have sanitizing stations all over the college. And we did start with a recovery curriculum, which meant that it was child-centered right from the outset, to get them back into those routines, to get them back into kind of that mindset of learning again, and to support them after having 7 months out. So it's a fantastic role, and it is one that myself and my pastoral leads and the mentors absolutely relish.
And you do have an incredibly strong team behind you, Gemma, as well as a wealth of experience yourself, because you are also an outstanding English teacher, of course, with those proven results behind you. But what would you, in terms of leading your team, what are your priorities? Why pastoral? Why have you chosen that over perhaps a more traditional curriculum route?
For me, I always knew, I was really lucky. As soon as I hit 11, I knew I wanted to be a teacher and to go into that field. But it wasn't until I was lucky enough to secure a job at a pupil referral unit in the city that I realised what my calling was. A pupil referral unit is where students who cannot function in normal mainstream schools end up. And it was absolutely heartbreaking. It was mainly filled with boys who were illiterate, who had been failed by the systems, who had been failed by adults their entire lives. And by that point, it's largely too late when they're 14, 15, 16. So I made it my mission that 15 years ago, right there and then, to go into a mainstream school and to be that safety net, to catch those boys, to catch those girls, to be their biggest supporter, to catch them and allow them to engage in learning and to feel safe and to feel wanted and important. So that's what kind of inspired me.
Well, in terms of our student voice, Gemma, it's certainly working. Even to the degree that you were making super noodles yesterday for one of our young men who was a little bit hungry, shall we say. So thank you very much for giving us a flavour of the pastoral support that's on offer as we develop our young people from childhood to adulthood, essentially. So let us, we have looked at leadership, we have looked at pastoral, and now we have the missing piece of the jigsaw, which is our partners, our industry partners, and the work that goes on behind the scenes there. So I'd like to invite Pete Bragg, who has an incredibly posh title. He is our Careers and Strategic Partner Lead. And Pete, tell us what you do.
Yeah, so the two roles in that title all go together, really. So it's about forming relationships for our students with industry, and in that process, given that we actually then give them their careers advice from that, so they get the opportunity to network with our partners regularly on more than one occasion. They have opportunities to meet with them throughout the whole time from year 10, 11, 12, 13, form those relationships, have those networking opportunities, and then from that progress on into industry. So we like to sort of see ourselves as the stepping stone into the future for our students to come and use us and take advantage of what we offer, get that network, link with the employers, and then progress on into industry.
Fantastic. And we are blessed as well in many respects to have quite long-standing relationships with many of our employers. Would you like to tell us who they are? Who are they?
Yeah, so we've got a broad range of employers from international, national, and then local SME levels. So on a sort of an international level, we've got companies like Babcock that we work with, they're Babcock Global, Rittal CSM, they've got sites based in Germany, Ireland, and the UK. We're lucky to have opportunities with them. The Royal Navy, very much a global establishment, let alone just being in the dockyard on our doorstep. We've got other companies that we involve with the Ministry of Defence. We've got Alderman's Tooling, we've got BD, we've got Schneider Electrical, and then we've got other aspects such as our links with Building Plymouth, giving us a construction options. There's a huge amount of construction going on in the city at the moment, real development, real boom in that, and they're really calling out for apprentices. So it shows our students can come to us with a STEM, engineering or STEAM focus. It's not just engineering, we can give them directions into construction as well. Along with that, we've got Plymouth Community Homes, and that's just to name a few. So apologies if I miss anybody, but it is such a broad range.
And it's just getting bigger and better, isn't it? I think we've had another, or we'll certainly let you guys out there know, we've had another 2 or 3 very exciting partnerships just in the last couple of weeks. How, if I was sat at home, as a parent, I'd want to know what that looked like. How does that engagement look? Do they visit sites? What kind of stuff are they doing, our students?
So in particular in sixth form, a lot of our qualifications we deliver, they have an employer element embedded into them. So particularly on the BTEC qualification, I'd say probably about 2/3 of the qualifications in the units on that BTEC are actually got an employer-based scenario. So they complete assignment work where a project is set by that employer. So that might involve a visit, that might involve some sort of master classes from companies coming in, that might be work experience, and then they're working towards a real sort of world of work setting and scenario in that. For the lower year groups, we have people come in guest speakers. We have our employer breakfast, which has been going now for 6 years, I think. So our annual chance for students to actually build on those networks, like I said earlier. So, for example, a student in year 10 might see companies over a 4-year period and start to build that relationship and that network. And then when they come to hopefully apply and interview, they might actually be sat on a panel with people that they know, that they've met before, they're comfortable, they're confident, they've talked to these adults before. And then something that we're really, really proud of is our industry mentoring program. So all year 10 and all year 12 students will get the opportunity to be linked with an industry mentor from Babcock, from Ministry of Defence and from the Royal Navy. And they'll work over a whole academic year, meeting about 6 to 7 times, and they'll actually get mentored through the recruitment process. So they'll get a bit of input on CV writing, interview skills, careers advice. They'll actually apply for a mimic sort of job that we've set up, and then they will interview for that with those mentors. So it gives them that real sort of real world scenario and actually that experience. So when they come to do it for real, when they apply, they should be confident enough to do that with good skills.
Excellent. And because I know the culture here and I'm very much part of it, I know that that will continue to develop. I know that we'll continue to drive it forward. We are in the current situations are a little bit difficult at the moment. Could you explain to us what the future is looking like?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of we've got 5 key values that we worked for as UTC, and we embed that into our students. And I took a couple of those and sort of merged them a bit to our sixth form and said that actually what our students, as well as being resilient, they have to be really flexible and adaptable at the moment. We are, and it's a term used regularly, we're in unprecedented times. That also means for our operation and for what we're doing. So my role this year is actually continuing those relationships that we've built with the partners, but actually adapting them to meet the current scenario where we're actually going to have to take a lot of it virtual. There's going to be a lot of digital experiences. A lot of companies are really realizing this, getting on board. They're producing virtual tours. They're doing virtual careers events. So our students that have signed up pre-COVID, they're really going to get exactly the same experience. We're going to offer them the same level of fantastic education and that careers and that business partner network opportunity, but it just might look a little bit different this year. So it's about our students adapting to that and really sort of blending into that digital world that we're going to move into, I think, for the next few months.
Or work that they can do in the fresh air, of course. I know that's something that we're looking at as well.
Yeah, definitely. Outdoor work, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks very much for that, Pete. Please, if any of you have any questions, don't forget that we do have that in a couple of moments. We will be taking a question and answer session. But before that, we do have some representation from our partners, and it's not just any normal representation. What our partners also function as is our alumni. And so I would like to welcome Amelia and Charlotte and Adam. They are ex-student of ours, and they've been through the UTC support program as well, I guess, as education, and now you were exactly where you wanted to be. So would you be able to introduce yourselves, let us know where you're working, and how UTC helped you get there? Amelia.
I'm Amelia Bully, and I'm doing a fabrication apprenticeship at Babcock at the moment, and I'm in my first year. And I wanted to go into Babcock because I did quite a lot of work experience at UTC with Babcock. I managed to do one placement doing weapons engineering, so I did a little bit of mechanical there. And then also during my GCSEs, I did work experience at Babcock again, doing fabrication. And the reason I chose to do fabrication was because at UTC, we managed to do loads of different sectors of engineering. So we did mechanical, some microcontrollers and fabrication. So it allowed me to see which sector of engineering I preferred and wanted to go into, and I preferred the fabrication, so that's why I chose it.
Excellent, and congratulations, Amelia. How's your first year going?
Pardon? Yeah, the first year's going really well so far. I've only been doing it for 3 weeks, but it's all college work. And the thing with UTC is we did a lot of assignment theory work. And we have to do these K questions at the moment in my apprenticeship. So my assignment writing's really helped me answer those questions to a high standard. And we've also been doing some practical work, and that's been like really good because at UTC we managed to do loads of practical. So my experience with that has helped me kind of go a little bit further and also learn those new skills that I managed to get a head start on in UTC.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Amelia. I may have another question for you later, actually, so if you could just hang on. Charlotte, welcome back, Charlotte. Would you like to let us know your history, what you were doing at UTC, how it helped you get to where you are now, where in fact you are now?
Yeah, so I came to UTC to study a level 3 engineering BTEC extended diploma in engineering. I did engineering at GCSE, and I chose to study at UTC because of the amazing facilities that the college has in the workshop. So we've got machines, we've got welding bays, we've got a wide range of facilities here. But so in the course, there was quite a lot of assignment writing, which has helped me, especially now going into my apprenticeship with Princess Yachts, because we've got a lot of, my first year is all at college. So it's really helps in the aspect that I have to write assignments. So I've already got that training from UTC of how to set out an assignment. And the practical work at UTC's helped me gain skills and qualifications, which helped me progress into my apprenticeship in marine engineering. So, and also at UTC, I've had opportunities to do speaking. I had an opportunity to speak on BBC Radio Devon for Women in STEM. So it's made me feel a lot more confident. Like I wouldn't be able to be this confident and be able to speak right now if I didn't come to UTC, because I've had opportunities that have made me, you know, come out of my shell, and I wouldn't have done that at school. So I've definitely progressed at the college to where I am now.
You most certainly have, Charlotte, and we're so very proud of you all. Adam, hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Same questions. Yes, we're all good, working hard. What about you? Would you like to introduce yourself, where you are, what you're doing, and how UTC helped you support your ambition? Because I know you always had that ambition.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'm Adam. I'm a third-year higher mechanical apprentice now. So I started off just any secondary school, local secondary school to me. But I've always wanted to be hands-on. My parents have been hands-on and like playing with cars and stuff. I've carried on with that, and I've wanted to be into engineering at least. So from that, I had to go engineering way, and you can't get that in normal sixth form. So UTC was drawn to me straight away, and I came and visited and didn't look back really. So yeah, plenty of opportunity. Ended up doing field gun. That was a great chance to get out, and good teamwork skills, a lot of hard work, very, very tiring. But it also helps with just getting to know everyone you're with. So I love that. And then it's the workshops. It's the staff helping you in the workshops. To me, even going into Babcock, and I'll go through the factory in Babcock, it set me up perfectly. It just reminds you of a proper workshop, how things are supposed to be done. And I got great experience hands-on with that. Loved every second of that. So yeah, it helped a lot. And I feel like I wouldn't have got where I am without it, just because I think, especially with the likes of Pete helping recruit and setting me up with different companies, it helped a lot. And he's helped on a personal level with that. So you approach with, oh, I'm looking at this company, I fancy visiting there. Yeah, we'll arrange a visit and stuff like that. So it was very helpful. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
No, that's wonderful, and thanks to all three of you as well for giving back, because I'm sure it won't be the last time that that we see you, and I'm really looking forward to watching you inspire our next generation, the next generation to you. How old does that make you feel?
Yeah, quite old.
I've got a question for the girls, Adam, actually. Apologies. And I think, Charlotte, you've already alluded to it a little bit. And it's about women in STEAM. We're very, very conscious, actually, that there is an inequality in just numbers, in factual numbers, in terms of women in STEAM. How are you finding it, and have you been supported in that, in quite a male-dominated environment, actually?
Yeah, so I didn't actually expect there to be as many women as there is on my course, but there's actually 5 girls on my course doing marine engineering with me, and there's also 2 other girls doing boat building. So, and I believe that Princess Yachts have had the biggest intake of girl engineers, and they've also had like business admin apprentices, boat builders. So they've had the largest intake of women in the industry this year. So I definitely think we're going somewhere with women in the industry, which is really good. But obviously I get along with all the lads on my course as well, which is really good. But I've got really good people around me, like my boss, to support me, and there's people at college which support me all the time. So yeah, it's really good. But I definitely advise any girls that want to go into engineering to just go for it, and you might feel a bit out of your comfort zone, like I did when I first came to UTC, but you're going to make new friends and new bonds really quickly. So just believe in yourself and just go for it.
It's the same as well at Babcock, because even though there's only one other girl doing fabrication with me, we've got about 6 other girls doing support engineering, and 1 doing a higher mechanical apprenticeship and 1 doing a higher electrical apprenticeship. And we all really enjoy it because we all talk to each other just to see how we're all getting on. And at UTC, we managed to do a few events to help support women in STEM. So with our Women in STEM leader, when I was at UTC, we did an open evening at Paynton Zoo to promote women in STEM and to join UTC. And it's been really good, actually, to be able to get involved in that kind of thing. And then at Babcock, they've also got a Women in STEM scheme, and I'm hoping to get involved in that after I've got into my apprenticeship a little bit.
Fantastic. Great answers. And I think we're seeing a similar trend at UTC Plymouth, actually. And the girls are certainly catching up to the boys, which is great news. Right, we're coming to our question time, so thank you very much to the 3 of you for joining us. Let me have a little look at the questions, and if we could have our panelists back on screen. So let's have a look. So, are there any subjects that standard schools teach that you don't teach at the moment? That is a brilliant question. Thank you, Karen. And I think that, who would like to answer that one? Let's have a volunteer.
I thought I should, because everyone looks scared. I think it depends on what key stage you're talking about, but I'm going to just go with and assume that you mean year 7 with key stage 3. So what we've done with year 7 is we have offered a broad curriculum with a STEAM focus. So it's kind of easier to say the subjects that we do teach. So we obviously do our English, maths and science, computing and engineering. We also do art and design, and we've welcomed some new members of staff teaching art and design, as well as humanities, a combination of history and geography. We also do PSHE and philosophy and ethics, and PE, and we also now teach German. So we've got a broad range. What's really exciting about our curriculum, though, is we try to put a STEAM-based focus on it. So it's about tying together those specialisms, looking at why you need to have these subjects subjects rather than as individual subjects that you have to do. It's about how all of these amazing subjects make up the world, actually. And so that's the kind of perspective that we're in. And as we're growing, who knows where these subjects will go, because we don't want to say, oh no, we're not going to take these forward at Key Stage 4, Key Stage 5, because we are at this point now where we are going to listen to our students and do what's best for them. So it's a really exciting time. We obviously have subjects we don't do, so we don't do drama at the moment, although we do combine that with English. We do teach oracy as an explicit subject as well, which is very unusual. And Charlotte alluded to that as being a reason why, again, that she was more confident at communicating. Because again, we all know employers want someone that is able to communicate. So I hope that answers your question. If not, write back and we'll get back to you in person.
Fantastic. We have another question from Karen, and as to whether we have any links to the RAF too. So we currently have our CCF, obviously, and we also have our neighbour liaison officers. But Pete, could you answer that one for us?
Yeah, sure. So no direct link, but we've got access to the AFCO, so they are Armed Forces Careers Officers, and we quite regularly point students in those directions. So we are aware that there are similar apprenticeship schemes that the Navy run that the RAF mirror. So I've quite often pointed students in that direction to the RAF. They have got the accelerated apprenticeship, very similar. So lots of similar opportunities. But yeah, maybe one to come for the future.
Excellent. Right, I have scanned through, and whilst we have lots and lots of wonderfully encouraging comments, and we've got ex-students saying hello, and we're definitely feeling the love there. There doesn't appear to be any more questions. However, that does not mean that we can't answer them in the future. Oh, we've just got one popped up from Tristan, whose son finds writing difficult. He uses a laptop, an iPad in school, and would that be supported at UTC? Gems, could you answer that one, darling?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are very, very lucky. We're in the process of trying to obviously get some more laptops and Chromebooks into our school because of the pandemic. Everybody was following our trend of allowing our students to use them. We are very, very hot on access arrangements. So if this is a way that your son finds it easier to work, we will absolutely support that. Give him the opportunities to practice and obviously have that in place for him, ready for when he does his exams, when he is eventually in year 11.
Fantastic. So I hope that's answered your questions. If there are any questions that pop up after we've signed up, please don't hesitate to get in touch with any one of us. You can do that via our Facebook messaging. You can do that by emailing info@utcplymouth.org. There's also capacity to do that on our website. Thank you very, very much for your time this evening. I hope that you're all leaving full of information, full of inspiration. Don't forget that our mini tours are running on Saturday from 10 till 2. So if you want to see the facilities in bricks and mortar, if you want to speak to us, well, I'd say face to face, mask side by side to mask, we can certainly answer any questions then. And there is a link on our Facebook to Eventbrite so that you can book a ticket for that. It's really, really important that we know how many are coming so we can make sure that our tours are absolutely watertight safe. So thank you very much for spending the evening with us, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of it. Good night.